Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age gracefully while others feel weighed down by the years? Is it luck, genetics, or something else entirely? Let me tell you a story. They were two old friends, Samuel and Robert. They grew up in the same small town, lived through the same ups and downs, and even retired around the same time. But as the years went on, their lives took very different paths. Samuel, at 72, wakes up each day with energy, tends his small garden, enjoys his quiet mornings, and still walks 2 miles with ease. His memory is sharp, his humor intact, and his smile contagious. Robert, on the other hand, also 72, feels tired most days. His back hurts. His mind feels foggy. And even though he spends hours watching television, he admits he feels lonely. What made the difference? It wasn't money. It wasn't fate. It wasn't even perfect health history. The difference was in how they lived their daily lives, their choices, their routines, and how they valued solitude. Today, we're going to talk about 7 signs you might be a senior who values solitude, and why that could be the secret to living longer, healthier, and happier. And before I start, I want you to play along with me. As I go through the 7 signs, I want you to choose the one that feels most true for you. At the end, write the number in the comments. Let's see which sign speaks to you the most. If you agree with sign number 3, write 3 below. If number 6 sounds like you, write 6. This way, you're not just listening, you're part of the story. Ready? Let's begin. Sign 1. You enjoy quiet mornings more than late nights. Samuel loved waking up before the sun. He would brew a simple cup of tea, open his back door, and just sit in silence while the birds started their day. That moment of stillness gave him peace and set the tone for the hours ahead. Research shows that seniors who maintain a morning routine experience better mental clarity and lower stress levels. The body's natural rhythm in older age leans toward earlier waking and earlier rest. Instead of fighting it, embracing those quiet mornings can lead to better sleep, improved mood, and stronger heart health. If you love your mornings more than your nights, you might be already giving your body the gift of longevity. Sign 2. You'd rather walk in the park than sit in a noisy cafe. Robert often felt restless, so he'd sit for hours in a crowded diner, sipping endless refills of coffee. But when he got home, his body ached and his mind felt exhausted. Samuel chose differently. He preferred a simple walk in the park. Just 15 to 20 minutes of gentle movement, surrounded by trees, lowered his blood pressure and eased his joints. Science backs this up. Walking in nature reduces stress hormones, sharpens memory, and even boosts the immune system. Seniors who value quiet walks often stay healthier both physically and mentally. So if you choose the park over the cafe, that's a sign you're in tune with what your body truly needs. Sign 3. You find joy in simple meals instead of heavy feasts. When Samuel's grandchildren visited, they noticed his meals were simple: grilled fish, fresh vegetables, whole grains, and a handful of nuts. He didn't overeat, but he always felt satisfied. Robert, however, loved heavy dinners, steaks, fried food, and plenty of dessert. He often complained about indigestion, weight gain, and trouble sleeping. Studies from long-lived communities like Okinawa in Japan or Sardinia in Italy show that seniors who eat lightly, focusing on plants and lean proteins, live longer and feel better. So if you find joy in lighter, balanced meals, you're practicing a habit proven to extend life. Now pause for a second. Does this sound like you? If so, write 3 in the comments. I want to see how many of you resonate with this one. Sign 4. You protect your alone time as carefully as others protect their calendar. Robert filled his days with noise. TV always on, phone calls that never ended, and endless errands. Samuel, instead, protected his alone time. He would read, meditate, or simply sit quietly, letting his thoughts settle. Alone time isn't loneliness, it's a form of self-care. Neuroscientists say solitude strengthens creativity, reduces anxiety, and helps regulate emotions. Seniors who enjoy their own company tend to have sharper thinking and less risk of depression. So if you value your quiet hours, you're giving your mind and spirit exactly what they need to stay strong. Sign 5. You choose light exercise instead of strenuous workouts. Here's something interesting. Samuel never joined a gym. He never lifted heavy weights or tried trendy workout routines. Instead, he stretched every morning, did light yoga, and took walks. At family gatherings, he was always the one lifting the youngest grandchild without back pain. Robert, on the other hand, tried to push himself at the gym a few times a week, but it often left him injured and discouraged. Research shows that consistent light activity, like walking, stretching, or Tai Chi, is far more beneficial for seniors than occasional intense workouts. It protects joints, keeps balance steady, and reduces the risk of falls. If you prefer light, steady exercise, you're on the right track for healthy aging.
Sign 6. You practice gratitude, even in solitude. Samuel kept a small notebook by his bed. Each night, he wrote down 3 things he was thankful for: a good meal, a laugh with his granddaughter, or simply the beauty of a sunset. This practice kept him optimistic, even in moments of loneliness. Robert, on the other hand, often complained about what was missing: his health, his youth, or the friends he had lost. His outlook grew heavier with time. Studies prove that gratitude practices improve heart health, sleep quality, and resilience against stress. Seniors who reflect on gratitude live longer, happier lives. If this sounds like you, if you take time to be thankful, you found one of the most powerful keys to happiness in later life. Sign 7. You're not afraid to say no. This might surprise you. Many seniors feel pressured to say yes to every family event, every favor, every outing, but those who learn to say no when their body or mind needs rest live with less stress and more peace. Samuel was kind, but he had boundaries. When he needed a quiet evening, he said no to late dinners. When his knees hurt, he said no to activities that would strain them. As a result, he felt strong and capable for longer. Robert, meanwhile, said yes to everything. He often felt exhausted and overwhelmed, secretly wishing he had chosen differently. Learning to say no isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. It's the wisdom of experience. Putting it all together, so let's look back. 1. You enjoy quiet mornings more than late nights. 2. You'd rather walk in the park than sit in a noisy cafe. 3. You find joy in simple meals instead of heavy feasts. 4. You protect your alone time. 5. You choose light exercise over strenuous workouts. 6. You practice gratitude, even in solitude. 7. You're not afraid to say no. These aren't just habits, they're signs of a lifestyle that values solitude in a healthy way. A lifestyle that leads to longer years, sharper minds, and deeper happiness. Samuel's life wasn't extraordinary in wealth or fame, but he lived with clarity, joy, and energy. Robert, with different choices, found his later years heavier. The truth is, aging well isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing the wisdom of slowing down, listening to your body, and valuing your peace. Final thought and call to action. Now it's your turn. Out of these 7 signs, which one feels most true to you? If number 3 spoke to you, type 3 in the comments. If number 6 reminded you of yourself, type 6. Or maybe number 1 fits you best, then write 1. I want you to choose one sign that matches your life right now and share it. Let's see which habit is most common among people like you. And if you found even one of these tips inspiring, consider following for more stories about living longer, staying healthier, and enjoying life after 50. Because remember, aging isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years.